this thing. No, I'm not playing today. So all the questions will come to the class. Coach, what did you say about dependency? Coach, can you explain the project again? All that will go to the class. Then I will send notes about that, and all that is documented in the class. You see it. But in the live session, I want to be able to do some good coaching, and so that when I say I want a video, I want this, I want that, you guys will be able to work on one or two things. Not like I will have 2 hours all crunched up after answering questions. You will not even remember what we were supposed to do outside the class. Now, Saturday, from next week, November, it's gonna be 2 classes. I will start with the full class, the class that have the 0 to Hero class on the Scrum and Agile fundamentals. Those people who paid like 700, I will start with them, and I'm gonna be cleaning up everything about Scrum, because the expectations, guys, all these 2 classes, they are like debrief and they are like coaching too. So I'm going to be giving a lot of expectation, like I did last class when we coach, we talk about Agile and Scrum and project. Please mute, please mute so that I can continue. I'm in that class, that Scrum Basic, Scrum Fundamental, Agile 101. I'm going to be cleaning everything about what is expected of you when you resume work day 1. It's very, very important we go straight to the point, because some classes, you go to and it's so much and so confused, like what are the expectations? What am I going to do? The only thing that is out of that class, that's why that class is kind of cheap, is Jira tools, and I will let you also know the expectation. I'll let you get the tools offline and you start playing and working with it. Because to teach one tool, there was a time I wanted to get a tool, Azure DevOps, $900 to teach only one tool. And that coach is not even playing. So I cannot add tools after teaching you for 6 weeks, add tools for 700. I'm going to be teaching you the real life of Scrum for that class. Then that would be 1 hour. Then the second hour, all the interview prep will log in, because I will send a Zoom link. They will log in 12. We'll start that class 11 a.m. We'll clean up everything, a lot of things about Scrum. Then move. I want you guys to get, those people that I have in the full class, I want you to get the full Scrum training and get the interview prep simultaneously, because I want you, after 2-3 class, you're going to be cleaning interview. I'm not going to wait that end of the class I'll come coach you about interview prep. No, I will do them together so they will make sense. Now, last week I did a bonus teaching about Scrum and waterfall and how they all mesh together. Why Scrum, why waterfall? I did that. I have the video for the new people. I will send the video to the class. It was introduction to the class, but I was letting you guys understand that you have to actually fall in love with Agile. It's very important. When you go to interviews, they need to see that passion. And I explain why we need to love Agile. I'll send the video again to the class for the new people. But when we start November 1st class, which is like the official start of the class, trust me, I'm going to go over all that again. But again, we have the video. So today, because last week I dealt with waterfall and Scrum and Agile and project, today I'm giving another bonus to everybody. I want to go, in case you have interview tomorrow, in case you have been studying and you don't understand the expectations for interview for a Scrum Master, I'm going to be cleaning some things up in interview today, and walking you guys through what your interview should look like that will make you stand out. So last week was Agile Fundamental, today's interview preparation, because you're going to do the 2 classes together. For people who have the full class, people who have only interview prep, you're going to expand on this all through your 4 weeks. Now you have been certified. You're certified Scrum Master. You've done some personal learning, and you keep going to interview. You're not having a headway. This is the best time. This is some things you have to listen to. This is one of the best class for interview prep. For the people who are in the full class, you have both. People who just pay for interview prep, you have the interview prep. Now, when you go to introduction and to an interview, one very important thing that has made you not cross over to recording session. Yes, I'm recording on another phone. Yes. Or if somebody's recording, no problem, I will allow that too. What has made you not cross to second phase interview? If you already have visibility, in this class, we help you so that your LinkedIn will look good, look mature, like somebody who's been IT for a while. And I'll let you know, when we start the class. When we start the class, I'll let you know the expectations. Every week or every 2 weeks, you have to do some posting on your page, act like a coach, like a teacher, because that's what they want to see. Now, when you have all that going on nice, and you get to the front of a recruiter, your first question, the first question, I told you guys I'm going straight today. It's 12:13. I waited for a few people to log in. The first question they're going to ask you is, tell me about yourself, tell me about your experience. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the question that gets you hired. If you have been waiting for 1 year, for 2 years, and no, hardly 2 years, people stay 2 years, they're already giving up. 1 year, 6 months, 8 months, your introduction has not you didn't cross the T's, you didn't give the ching bell. That is why you didn't go to second phase. Your introduction will set the tone for your own interview. It will make them respect you. It will cut off nasty, annoying questions about definitions, because your introduction will make you so mature and place you. And we take time. This is what I'm going to say. Building introduction in this class is so mandatory now. The last class I had, a lot of people just kind of played around introduction. Where did it lead you? Let's not play around introduction this time. Let's not learn introduction for 1 month. Let's get it. That's why I said I'm not going to make my class 2 hours and talk about dependency, talk about project, talk about introduction. The next thing, we leave the class, I tell you, and Adele, send me your introduction. You're like, I'm in South Carolina, I don't have time. I want us to be very, very serious. What's important now? Because your first question, God will set you apart from every other person. You've not crossed the second phase, you've not gotten a job. Introduction played a whole big part to this. Now, the introduction in the class, I will send you guys templates for it. I have like 6 things that need to be in the introduction. It's compulsory. I've tried this over and over again. It's worked like magic. First things that will be in your introduction. Your introduction should not be more than, your introduction shouldn't be more than 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes maximum. 5 minutes is too much. 4 minutes. Please, 2 minutes is too short. That means some things are missing. Introduction. If you have a pen, you can write down. If not, it's recorded. But when you write it down, actually, when you write this thing down, you're not going to be looking for it in the video. But when you have these six things in your introduction, you stand out. Like, they will just be like, oh, I can she come back? I like the story about her journey. I like what Zio said. Can we have her come back and tell us more? But guess what? Your introduction will actually will make them give you respect. It will set you apart. First thing that needs to be in your introduction, your transition role. See, as a Scrum Master, you're coming from somewhere. Don't miss it at all. There are some roles that really transition very good. And you have it. Sometimes you've not even mentioned it. But you don't dwell on it. You just talk about your transition role. And guess what I always tell my people? Make your transition role relate to Scrum. Or I was a teacher and I like to support. Do you know Scrum Master were always supporting? Please, let's take this thing seriously. Let's get jobs. Jobs are going to be all over the place from next month, December, January. Let's get this. Because my last class, they were just playing around introduction. I can't say, where's your introduction? Have you built it? They're like, I'm working with him. Some people want to build their introduction. They build something different. I'm like, no, follow the template. Your transition role, I was a teacher. Oh, okay, I was a beautician. Anything you are, whatever you are, relate it to Scrum. Like, oh, thank you so much. I'm just going to do that part. Then I will list the other things, then merge everything together and do a solid introduction. You guys are going to be way ahead of people that will start in November, because you will start working on your introduction now. So that in 2-3 weeks, you will wow them before you even talk about dependency or talk about blockers or talk about technical depth or spike story. Before you get there, they already respected you. Like, oh, thank you so much. Yes, again, my name is Jenna Jackson. You guys will laugh because I always use Jenna Jackson or some other name, because I don't know where this video is going. And I love my journey because it's been really awesome. It's been up and down, but every phase of it is a learning curve. I'm coming from the healthcare environment, and I discover I've always loved to support. Even I go out of the way to train, to support my team. You see, I'm relating my healthcare environment to Scrum. It's so important. I don't care if you are a pilot. I don't care if you are astronaut. You're supporting people. So you discover that you have some skill set that relates so much, that really, really align with the Scrum role. And after that, your transition role, you make it very sweet. You want to catch their attention. You want to come back to that interview. A recruiters, they bring people back that they like. They are human. You look nice, dress nice as always as you do, then make your story 3 minutes and sweet. Every negative thing delete out of it. Now that transition role, you used to be I want to put a very, very complex role. You used to be I don't want to even put easy role like front desk, because those ones are one of the best role that you can teacher from. How can software QA relate to Scrum Master? Uh, Please write your question, because when I finish this, you find out that most of your question will be answered, because will be answered, because right now I'm not even using one of the best roles that transition to tech, teaching, healthcare, um, um what else, customer service, um insurance people that service family, take care of family, any role that you are always taking care, you're going to do a lot of communication. First of all, those roles are best role to transition. In the real life, you're going to move a lot of skill set from that environment to Scrum. But now there are some roles that don't have nothing to do with Scrum. But guess what? You're going to learn relationship with people. You're going to learn in that environment. You have a whole lot of skill set. They have nothing to do with Scrum. They don't relate to Scrum. But there's so much skill set you will still move from that environment. Now somebody was asking of a QA. How wonderful you've been in the IT environment, and you're once a QA, quality assurance, or what do you be, quality engineers and testers and all that. Wonderful. You were covering up, backing up, you were supporting your team, you were covering up for your Scrum Master all the time. You want to pick some good things that attracted you to Scrum, that made you think you're better off as a Scrum Master. And if you're a QA, you should get a job very quick, because you've been in the Scrum environment. When your Scrum Master is not around, you are the one doing the daily Scrum, and following up, and you discover that you have great being a QA, and also sometimes covering for your Scrum Master. Your own is even easiest. I'm even talking to teachers who have never been in the IT environment. I'm talking about a pilot who is just flying people all around, and now he says he want to settle down in a software environment. You can take your time. And if you're finding it hard to link your transition role, make it work out, link it with Scrum, let me know, because we got to do that. It's very important. Me, I was in the healthcare forever. I was in the beauty and healthcare. Like, I didn't have any business with Scrum. But guess what? In the healthcare environment, I discovered that I love to take care of people. Like, anybody in my group now, don't tell me that your body hurts. I'll pray. I'll be so concerned. I'll pray with you. I'll tell you to go to doctor. I'll tell you to do this, do this. Scrum Master will always concerned and were empathic. So I moved on that. During my interview, I take advantage of how much I care about people and how I love to follow up with people. That is what they want in your Scrum team. They don't want you to be like, I don't care. They have to do what they have to do. That's traditional way. They don't care. They punish you if you do wrong. No, we have empathy. So your transition role will pick out the way it will blend with Scrum, and that is very good. That will give you a plus. If you've not been doing that before, that is something wrong. Then secondly, that something that needs to be in that your introduction again, because again, this is very important. If you can build your introduction, and I'm like, awesome, I'm so convinced, just know that when you meet a hiring manager, things are going to change. How did you come to know about Scrum? They need to know that. My own situation, I was in the healthcare, then I wanted to transition to tech. Two of my cybersecurity friends, they said Scrum. We want to know what happened. So we'll be like, oh, I was just in a seminar. Oh, no, my friend, I have an agile coach friend. So we'll be like, oh, I was just trying to change because I think I needed something more. And I went to do a research. Later, I found Scrum. What is that nice little story there? Don't dwell on it too long, but just put it there, because you want to be as real as possible. If you've not been doing all this, putting all this together, all this, why? That's why you've not gone back second time. Because when I do an introduction of myself, you guys will see how convincing, how normal it sounds, how it's like, yes, let's get this person. They have a story and they have growth in their story, how they grew from where they were, and these people belong in this place. They are not an imposter. You want to remove that imposter nonsense out of the picture. How did you become a scrum master? And you briefly just talk about you met a friend, or you have an agile coach friend, or you have a friend in IT, and they all spotted that you have this quality, this skill set, you're gonna be an awesome scrum master. And you're like, what? And you did a little research and you found out, oh my god, this is something you love to do, and you got all your training from the best coach, and you got mentoring. Don't tell them that you got certification, that you went to interview. Biggest error, because nobody should get certification and start going to work. Everybody should get certification and do a lot of more learning. Just say you went for coaching and mentoring. Like, let somebody pass knowledge to you before you go. That's the best way, because you can't even say, oh, I went to Texas State University, or I went to California University to learn Scrum. No. After certification, 2 days, you went for coaching and mentoring for a few months and did a lot of self-learning and did some volunteer, whatever. Let them know that history. Short, clean, and nice. Something you practice. Put it here. Transition role and how you transition. 3, how you got your first job. See, these whole little things I'm saying, it is so important. I cannot overemphasize it. Please, guys, after this class, I will do one introduction. I've done 1,000,001 introduction. I will do one. Introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself. I will do one today, and I will try not to be too fast. Sometimes I tend to be too fast. I'll try not to be too fast, so that you go and start practicing your own. Because 2-3 weeks, when the recruiters are looking, fishing, when they call you, even on the phone, you'll be able to say it. It will be like a music, wherever you are in the world. In 2-3 weeks, look for where they have agile role. People in Nigeria, look for companies that are trying to hire scrum masters. Put in your resume. 3 weeks from now, we should be done with your resume. Put in your resume. When they call you, let your mouth, sometimes I tell people that, you see how my mouth is sharp, like I'm talking, do like that. They want to hear it with confidence. How did you get your first job? You're going to let them know. And unfortunately, I told you your introduction is like your praise, your triumphant story. Anything negative should not be in it. Somebody was doing their introduction and said, but my only concern was that, no concern, everything is good. You're talking to somebody that have brain. The brain want to be excited about you. You're coming back. If they're excited about you, they want to repeat that excitement. They want to come back. If you just put a little each, the person might not come back. Now, how did you transition? How did you transition to a real role? You're going to be like, and so after my mentoring and knowledge transfer and a lot of self-learning, and I told you guys, you need the body language. Don't be like, after my learning and knowledge transfer and training, and don't do that. No, you're not going to do that with your team, engineers, all these guys. You're going to be like, how interesting it is. After my learning, I did a lot of mentoring. I did some shadowing, because you see me, I'm going like I'm having a discussion. I say, because you need this hands-on training, and it was really awesome. I learned about Jira and Azure DevOps and Teams, and Zoom is all over the place, but Zoom for organizations, so awesome. Oh my god, I'm feeling like hiring the person talking already, because you're talking what I want to hear. And guess what? I was so excited to start putting out my resume, because I already built my resume, put it together by professionals, my skill set, all my training, my certification. I was ready to help and support teams. And guess what? I got an offer from Walmart. This was one of the most beautiful things that happened, because I was really, really happy that I'm able now to work in an agile team. I got an offer. Guess what? It was like a year contract. I was good, because from there I'll be able to put my hands, on the real deal, on the real environment, and really support and, train Scrum, my team to understand where I'm coming from, to understand Scrum and Agile. I was able to do the real life Scrum apart from my mentoring and coaching. Guess what? I was there for few months, and after a few months, I knew my contract would be ending. I started looking for other jobs, but also continue to support my team because we have a roadmap for 1 year. So around 12 months, I knew I was ready for another environment. But there's something I want you guys to add there. Let me write it down. The three things. See, when I said I was in Walmart, what did you do? What did you do? So important. Now, let me add what I did to that, my transition to Walmart. It is so important. I don't want you guys to breeze in organization to organization. They are going to ask you. So tell me, what did you do? Because I want you to talk about 2 organizations you work on. That's why I don't want you to have 8 and 20 years on your resume. Guess what? Scrum is only 23 years. If you say you are 8 years, are you among the people who even create it? I don't know. Unless you already got a job, I would say 5 years is healthy. 5 years, you should be able to defend that 5 years, except you've worked before in a Scrum environment. So when you say you got a job with Walmart, now I want to rephrase that part now, adding the third ingredient, which is what did you do in Walmart? You'll be like, so I was really fortunate and blessed to be hired by Walmart. I got an offer. It was really awesome because now I'm able to really get my hands, in the real site and work with my team. I had a global team somewhere in India, Germany, and then UK. It was really a really awesome team. Wonderful people. I helped them to bond. I really helped them to collaborate. I help foster a psychological safety. See, this terminology I'm saying, did I say collaborate? Collaborate, bonding, encourage team bonding events, and encourage psychological safety. That's the only 3 I want to say in this group, right? Only 3 things. The next one I'm going to go into, the next job I'm going to, I'm not going to say these things again. So how would I say it? I'll be like, so I was excited, in this Walmart environment. I supported the team, helped them bond, because sometimes you have teams that are global, they work in silos. I don't want to add more terminology so I don't confuse you guys. I told you guys I want to make the class so you guys can really grab everything and start working on them. But when if team, they don't bond, they don't have good bonding, they work in silos. What do I mean working in silos? Like Zeal is doing her own, Abiodun is doing her own, Adele is doing her own thing. I'm a QA engineer. I'm not gonna even mind the other people because they don't know what they're doing. They are working in silos. It's not good. And most times global team can catch that fever. But when you help them bond, they help them collaborate, create psychological safety. How do you create psychological safety? You let them know that if Abiodun have a complaint, you're free during retro to air your complaint, because that is the only way we can be able to take care of it, and we'll all have to work together and take care of that problem. When you air your complaint or when you speak your heart, you don't get punished. In the agile environment, it's kind of forgiving. We don't punish people because they say, well, my stories I'm getting too many tickets and too many stories. I don't think I can cover all. You don't get in trouble when you give those feedback. Instead, we look at the whole situation, do some root cause and help the situation. So as a Scrum Master, it's very important. Create that psychological safety where people can give feedback, where people can air if they have a complaint, where they can speak their heart. Again, I told you guys, your transition role, me, I was from healthcare. I was able to relate it. Wherever role you are, you also relate it. That you were very compassionate, you're always supporting people. Now you're a Scrum Master. You're going to use all those skill sets to help create psychological safety. If you speak psychological safety in your introduction within 3 minutes, you are in the number 1 people to come back for that introduction. You say you don't allow people work in silos. When people are a global team, they are all over the world. People can catch that fever and decide to work in silos. So you encourage collaboration, you encourage team bonding events, and also you help create or foster psychological safety in the environment so that you can continuously meet your goals. And you supported the team with all the Scrum events. You can just say it like that. You don't want to say too much. Then after 1 year, you support the team by facilitating all Scrum events. You can end there. And now you want to move to another to your second project. And from that project, that's where you're looking for another job now. You see, all this project, they're all these project, they're all going to be like 5 years, 4 years experience. If you decide to say 10 years experience, ready to talk about 7 projects, it's gonna be a whole lot. So that's why I want you guys to stay within 4 5 years. Very healthy place to stay. If I'm 4 5 years, you'll be good. Nothing less than 4. God will have mercy on us and help us change the system so they will hire people with zero experience. Now, when you finish talking about that, I added, what I added in there. I didn't put too much. I just put help them collaborate, um, um, help them encourage the team to bond, have bonding events, and they might ask for bonding events. You're going to talk about that later, and encourage the team to foster is psychological environment. Encourage psychological safety. Just say encourage or psychological safety. Guess what? I'm going to do introduction and put everything together when I finish listing out. And you facilitated all Scrum events. All Scrum events. Now, those are the only 4 things we want to add. Even if you add only 3 from there, but don't forget psychological safety. It's very intentional. Very, very intentional. You encourage psychological safety, or you create a psychological safe environment. It's got to be in your introduction. If they ask you, how do you create it? You say you encourage it. You make sure you let them know, you coach them and let them know that, Adele, please speak out. Nobody gets punished. We have to create psychological safety. Nobody gets punished. If you do not like something, speak it out respectfully. Don't speak it out and cussing people. I don't know what you guys are doing here. No, 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 no. We really value respect in the Scrum environment. But speak out respectfully. That's how you create it. That is how you foster that environment. That's how you encourage safe environment where people can speak, so we can improve and get better. That's all. If you don't speak out, we're going to have people working in silos. People are going to be angry and bottled up. And agile environment, we want a very healthy environment. So those 4 things or 3, pick them, put in your first organization. Then you go and be like, and guess what? My contract ended. I was like, yeah, I'm ready again. And I started looking for a job. And within a month, I was so happy. I got hired by Disney. I'm speaking big organization here, because when you speak it, God will do it. Amen. So I got hired by Disney as a senior Scrum Master. I was so excited. Make the people smile, make them happy. You will come back second time. They can't get over you. They cannot forget your introduction. They even want your introduction to be their own. Like, wow, people are so blessed. I like that girl's story. She's so lucky. Oh, thank you. Bring me back. Let that luck continue. I got hired by Disney, and guess what? This was a dream job. So tell them that. Let them hear that. It was a dream job. And guess what? This was like a 2-year contract. We have a roadmap for 3 years, but they started with 2 years, and I was ready, because I brought so much knowledge and experience from both my mentoring, coaching, and also my working on working with Walmart. I was ready to support this team. Now you guys will see, this is where you want to talk more. This is where you want to cover anything. Talk about project, talk about multiple teams, talk more. Now you want to shine, and I'm going to try to be slow, steady. See, now I was able to support multiple teams. We have 2 teams, and again, it was a global team. I was excited. In this team, we in this project, our project was migration, and we were migrating from one on-prem to another premises, and it was basically SharePoint. It sounds easy, but guess what? It was a little complex, because we have to deal with compliance, deal with regulation, and deal with our timeline. We have a timeline we're working on. We'll have 2 years timeline, which can be extended to 3 years. But first of all, the 2 years was fixed timeline, and it was a little flexible, but at first it was fixed. And we were migrating our metadata from one old legacy SharePoint environment. We were moving all that, building a new SharePoint, migrating all the metadata from the old one to a new SharePoint environment. So we had QA, we had architect and BAs, and a PO that I was working with, and I was the Scrum Master. And guess what? When I say metadata, I mean data that contain other data. I mean URL that have the names of clients, customers, people, social security, their name, their ID, just their information were in these data that we're moving. And that's why I said it was really a little complex, because we have a lot of compliance, a lot of restriction, because my team have to shut down the old site, the SharePoint site, and build a replicated SharePoint site. So we're going to replicate the SharePoint, but a more new one, because the older one was old, and trying to fix it will be a lot of a lot of technical debt. In other words, they can keep working, reworking, technical debt, trying to fix, and it's never going to end. So the organization that I work with, Disney, wanted us to shut down the old SharePoint, build a new one, design it to look like the old one, but this time it's going to be working better for their customer, for the clients, and whoever the end users are. And it was a really awesome project. You guys see, I'm going to be very excited about everything, as if everything was, hey, hallelujah. Yes, it was really awesome project, because I again encouraged my team. We collaborated a lot, because again, it's a global team, and there are two teams. One team was a data team, one team was a migration team. I was supporting the teams, and I was supporting the POs. I want to talk more now of what I do. It's very important. The second time, I'm going to go details in what I do. They want to hear what you do. That's all you've got through that interview. I was supporting BP. Also, we have a healthy backlog. We have good backlog refinements, maybe twice a week. Why? Because we wanted to have sprint ready stories every time. We don't want to run out of tickets or stories that are ready for sprints, because we have, again, we have a fixed timeline, and we have a whole lot of areas to migrate. They were like the HRO, we have different areas to migrate in the organization. We have the HRO, we have the transport, just like that. And so my team were migrating. I supported them with the two teams, with the daily scrum, because they are global team. In 2 hours, I was able to fix the timing, so we don't have conflict, because it's very important. It's important to say this. It's very important that my meetings are not conflicting, even though we have a global team. And again, I was able to support them with the two teams, again, with the retros, to always continuously inspect and adapt, look at what we're doing wrong, so we can continuously improve our process. And for the demo, we always have big demo. I facilitated the demo, put the slide together on Confluence. We were using Jira. I was able to put them together. And the POs, when I facilitated it, I work with the PO, the engineers, and the architects, who actually do the demo, the increment demo for each of their increment for each of their team, because I was working with two teams. And I supported the team all through. We met our timeline, and I was really happy. Right now we are doing maintenance, because we already migrated 90%, 99% of the data we need. Right now, my engineers and my architect and my developers, they are doing maintenance, just waiting if there's anything, and we have like a month for maintenance, just to wait if there's anything we need to correct. And I'm in the app market actively doing interview, because I know my contract is ending in 2-3 weeks, and I've been doing interview, and I'm excited to start with your organization to support you day one, because I have the experience. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great scrum master with lots of experience. I'm compassionate. I have empathy. I help your team meet your timeline and your goals, and I'm going to support even the organization about Scrum. I think I'm a subject matter for Scrum and the agile methodology, the agile mindset. So I will be a great asset in your company day one, if you give me the opportunity. Guys, won't you hire me? You see my story. I think the story I said is like I paint a story, and now you guys know I was breaking and breaking. What we refine here is that this have to be within 3-4 minutes. That's the refine you have to do. But I explained, didn't you just see like a movie just play in front of you? That is how you have to do your introduction. First thing, transition role. Second thing, how you got your first job. Third thing, you got your first job. And fourth, what did you do? Just light. The fifth, if I think I didn't write the fifth now. I didn't write down. The fifth, second row. 1-2 row. Talk about 1-2 row. And you don't need to talk about 2 projects. 1 project, just explain it well and you're good. Second row, what was the project? Talk about the project and what you did. And end your introduction. So I have transition row, how you transit into Scrum, what you did in your first job. I added a little 3-4 things there as a collaboration, bonding, help them to bond, encourage psychological safety, facilitate all Scrum event. I ended there. Those are the things you do. Second, because you know in the second job, which is like number 4, you're going to talk more. Then second job, Disney, how you supported your team, what you do. Then add project, explain the project, and boast about yourself. You're a great communicator, you're an experienced Scrum Master, and you're ready to add value and support your team day one if you're given the opportunity. That's your introduction. Now it's on this video. You're going to listen to it and put your own together in writing. When you put it together, write something that you know you will be able to deliver, to speak about. Write something that you'll be able to speak about. Now, I think I want to do it without any stopping. I will just do it all over again. Do the introduction again. And I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to focus as if I'm in an interview. And I don't mind. Zeal, can you tell me, hi, Miss Tracy, can you tell me about your experience? Tell me about yourself. Let me get in the mood. Ask me.
Okay. Hi, Miss Tracy. Can you tell me about yourself something?
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Z. I know you're the Agile coach. I'm excited to be here. Again, my name is Tracy Toloder, and my journey is really exciting journey. Like I can say, it's really awesome because sometimes it's good to know that you are in the right place. It helps you really talk about your journey, and you're happy about it. You feel accomplished, and that is kind of my journey. I came from the healthcare environment about 5 years ago, and I knew I needed something different. I wanted to get in the IT environment, and I spoke with my friends. I have 2 cybersecurity friends, awesome friends. Until date, I still tell them, thank you. And they're like, Tracy, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Because, it's really good to find your place in life. It's bigger than money. It's bigger than anything. The joy and the accomplishment. And so that's what happened. 2 of my friends simultaneously, in different occasions, they say, Tracy, go be a Scrum Master. You have the skill set. I see what you do as a healthcare administrator. I see you supporting. I see you go beyond and above to support your people at work. And I hear when you talk, you have and you have passion to support people. And I was like, awesome. Yes, this my friends, they know me because I found out that I've always supported. I'm like the supporter. I'm the one that will help people come together, put together and train and, just help people to get to a goal. And when they told me this, I ran with that. And when I did a little research on Scrum, I was excited. I'm like, this is it. I will thrive here. And it's been happening over 5 years. I got all the training from the best. I got the training from the best. I got certified. And guess what? I was still needing more. I went for good mentoring and coaching, like hands-on training, knowledge transfer. I was not playing. I wanted to know everything and understand the environment before I get my first job. After my last mentoring from my coach, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I started putting out my resume. I got a job with Walmart. I was just excited to support and help this team. And even from then, even learn more. Because when you get in the environment, the real life Scrum, putting it together, it's a little different from the book experience. And that was what I did. Got in my team. It was a global team. I knew after all my coaching and mentoring that I had to help them collaborate more, come together, communicate, encourage psychological safety, because I have a lot of lot of teammates who were contract staff and they were a little uptight. I knew I had to help them loosen up and let's work. We have one goal: create safety. Complain if you have to, respectfully. We work together, we collaborate. I encourage bonding events during my retro. We do games and all that good stuff. It was an excellent experience. My first job, I'm still friends with them till date. You can't believe that. Why? Because I brought a lot of my skill set from my old environment, my healthcare environment, and I brought compassion. I brought compassion, empathy, and getting to know them even after work. I'm gonna move on because I can keep going. You know, my first job was awesome. It was 2 years. I stayed also. They renewed my contract twice because they loved how I helped work and how I supported the team with all the Scrum events and also encouraging them and being the coach and the team coach and also helping us meet our timeline. We met our timeline and I was great. And after that project, I was back in the market within a month. I submitted a whole lot of applications out there and I got one multiple responses, but the most favorable one that came that really gave me the offer was Disney. I couldn't help. I was so happy because I was ready now. Second phase, the first time was the first time. Now you are so equipped because you've been able to deal with so much in the environment and project and all that. And I got into Walmart environment. I told them I was ready to support and learn because every environment, again, you learn new and also understanding their project. Our project actually was a migration project. We have the cloud team and we have the migration team, and we're migrating metadata. Metadata actually are data that contain confidential data, people's name, people's social security, bank account, because they were dealing with clients, customer, and we were migrating these data from their old environment, a SharePoint legacy. Legacy means the old environment. You see, I'm talking to them like as if I'm teaching them. Let me not disrupt from their legacy environment, old environment, to a new environment. After understanding the project, I saw the SOW, which is a statement of work, and our scope of work and everything. I was ready. And again, this was a global team, but instead of one team, it was two teams this time. And I brought all my skill sets, from all my experiences. I was able to plan my meetings so they don't conflict. Meetings are never going to conflict, even though we have people all over the world. The timeline, early morning part of the day, the early part of the day, we have the most important meetings because everybody are overseas. You don't want to put them in a meeting 1 p.m. in the 1 a.m. in the night. So these are the things I learned with global team. It was awesome, and I supported my POs. So we have a healthy backlog. Did backlog refinement twice a week because we wanted to have sprint ready stories. We want to be ready because we have a fixed timeline. Again, we needed to meet our sprint goal. So I supported the POs, yes, backlog refinement. I scheduled all the Scrum meetings. I facilitated the meetings, the demos, the retrospective, the Scrum, and daily Scrum. I facilitated them when I'm going on vacation or I need to take off. I've already mentored and coached my PO and my BA. Both of them, many of them were able to fill in because again, this environment, you have to make people self-organized, make them so they don't have to call for help. They can do it, but the Scrum Master, you have to continuously coach and encourage them that they can do it. And yes, the migration project, we met our timeline. We extended our timeline a little bit because we wanted to have a longer time for maintenance. And yeah, we're doing maintenance now. We're 98% done with this migration, and the contract is ending. I wish it's a permanent role, but it's also a contract, and that's why I'm in the market actively doing interview. It's really awesome, and I'm equipped. I'm experienced. I'm a great communicator. I'm a problem solver. I help remove conflicts, impediment, dependency, and for impediment dependencies, I'm always proactive. I help team. I support team. Support my PO. I basically support everybody in my team, but I also make them understand that they can do things on their own. They don't have to always rely on me because I help them know that they have the strength and the ability to meet any goal they want to meet. And my team right now, I'm in the market doing an interview because I'm looking forward for even a better environment. And again, if I'm given the opportunity, I know I'm ready. I have the experience. I'm ready, and I will help your team meet your timeline and your goal. And I will add value day one if given the opportunity. So thank you. That's a bit of my story and my experience as a Scrum Master. So thank you, Zita, for having me here again.
It was great, Tracy. It was great.
And this is like a fake introduction. I just put it together. I don't even know what Disney. But the recruiter should feel that somebody else will come and be like, "Da, da, da, da." They won't forget your story because they even wish that's their story. And guess what? Even in my re-interview, it gets better than this. We get into discussion, me and the recruiters. I'm like, yeah, you know how that feels like. When they're supposed to have analysis ready, they have code and review. We go deep because I know what to say. But I know I want them to, okay, I don't want to say fall in love. I want them to like me. If they like you, they'll get you back. So are you guys going to promise me that we're going to clean our introduction from now on?
Yeah, I have one quick question, Tracy. So, in this interview, you have mentioned about your experience, like included your experience as a Scrum Master. So, what I was thinking, like, I am looking for a transitional role only because I'm in different role right now. So, how one can create those kind of introduction where they can align their current role and how they can be good as a Scrum Master. If you have any short example, that would be really good.
What have you done before? What something that you've done before when you work? Anything? Have you worked anywhere before?
So I have worked as a software QA like from 6 years, and I have worked in a part of automation where I code and stuff. But I think I like more about people, how I can help and stuff, because in my current role I'm working as a QA, but I am always up to help team members whenever there's something I can help support them. I can take some work from them so we can finish soon as a team and stuff like that. Those are some of my skills which are highlighted. So I felt like, okay, I like to support people and it gives me happiness when things are done together and stuff. But I'm not sure how I can highlight or how I can put those things as a QA,
Okay.
transitioning into a Scrum Master,
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is
because I have been working as 6 years now, and I'm
so
like, oh, now I want to change,
you
and I
should
don't want to put it as
you should because I
again.
have my QA. Oh my gosh, it's so hardworking. You should. Oh my god, you don't even know how much advantage you have as a QA.
Mhm.
Even though I've never done a QA work, but this is what I will introduce myself. Um, so ask me. Let me try and use a QA to transition. Okay, let me
Okay.
know. Mhm.
Uh, Hi Tracy, would you mind giving some introduction about yourself?
And ask tell me tell me about your experience. Add it to it.
Oh, and also like tell us something about your experience. Where are you coming from?
Awesome. And QA is quality assurance. We have QE, quality engineers. It's quality
Yeah,
assurance.
those are kind of similar. I'm in the software side, not the compliance side. So we create software and deliver and stuff like that. So I perform quality in the software applications or web applications and stuff.
Awesome. You see, all that's good stuff. You're going to say it. But have you had a big mentoring for Scrum already?
No, I haven't mentored a team or something. So I
No,
am
no. Have
in
you gone for any Scrum mentoring class?
uh like CSM. So I have finished certification, but I haven't done mentoring or coaching. This is my
Okay, your introduction will get
this year.
better. Yeah, your introduction will get better after like 2 3 weeks of mentoring because now you have QA. I can hear you have QA terminology. Now you're gonna do small QA terminology and do lots of Scrum terminology.
Oh,
That's the only way you can merge these two. Because yes, they want you because you already have a software environment experience, but they don't want a QA. They want a Scrum Master. But it's a plus. It's just like, oh, they want a doctor, but she's a nurse. A nurse is a plus. You've been in the healthcare, but they want a doctor. But people,
they
somebody
can
that,
upgrade.
yes, so it's a plus, but now you have to know how to speak Scrum. That is why you're going to just talk about QA, then transition to Scrum and use Scrum terminology. Okay, I don't know the terminologies for QA a lot to speak, but I will try do introduction for a QA person that's going for Scrum. And again, you've asked me, okay, tell me about yourself. I'll be like, thank you so much, Anzil. Yes, I've always been a QA. It's awesome, awesome. I've been a QA for about 6 years, and blah blah blah. I don't know what you guys do. I told you that you whatever you do, you're going to speak about it. So speak about it now. Tell me what you do as a QA. Like in one sentence, just tell me a few things you do. I will continue.
Yeah, so I support with the quality assurance for web applications and mobile application. Right now, currently, I'm working with an amazing organization. I'm contracting with Apple, and we provide support in that in all the web-based products they have.
That you don't want too much. We so you want to have QA like one and have Scrum like three.
Three.
So
Okay.
three, yes. If you have like information of QA like one, we're going to have more of Scrum. But wherever you're working now, you because you're still working, right? You're still
Yes, I
working
am.
there. Now you want to let them know all the mentoring that you have. But what's going to convince them to know that you are no longer a QA, you're not a Scrum Master QA, is what you will speak. So
Okay.
now, when you say all that, I wouldn't even say as much. You just say that small, just exactly what you said now. You say, I'm transitioning into Scrum Master because I discovered that most of my skill sets, even working as a QA in a QA environment, it's been all Scrum. See, now you're trying to brainwash them. It's been all Scrum, Can you believe, I've been supporting my Scrum Master. See, if you don't say these things, they won't give you opportunity. I'm so sorry. God forgive us. Forgive us. That's why I want to teach you Scrum in the real class, teach you everything about Scrum. So you're going to pour them out and be like, in my organization, I'm the one that cover for the Scrum Masters, because they want you to have a place where you've tried some things before, when it's not around. And from now, if you have opportunity, cover, do some shadowing. You have a Scrum Master? Or are you guys on a waterfall?
Have we have a project manager. We do partial Scrum, partial
Okay,
waterfall.
okay,
So
okay. That's why the
it's
mentoring will
like
be really
QA.
good.
Yeah, it's like QA lead, leading all the projects and stuff. And we do have project manager who communicates between development and QA and some other like UX design and stuff like that.
And project managers, they are totally different from Scrum Master. But you let them know that right
But
now
we
you
have stand-ups every like
yes, they
other
do
day.
stand up, we do daily Scrum. It's really
Yeah,
different.
it's little different. It's like partial 50-50, like waterfall scrum kind of
Yes.
situation
So
because there's a lot.
yeah, the waterfall. So I definitely have to. You already, thank God, you're already in the Scrum class, because that's where you will build confidence to talk about Scrum. Because all you need, if you be in a QA environment, because right now you're sounding QA, we want to change that so that you be QA one and Scrum three. You get the job. So this class is just giving us expectation how the introduction need to look like, but there's some things I need information in the class that I need to feed you with, because if you're a QA, you want to go to interview, you should be equipped with talking about demo slides, and what they do in demo, talk about retrospective, and talk about what happened in retrospective, how you remove conflict. We're going to teach you all that. That's what you're going to say, and they'll give you the job, because now they'll be like, she know the expectations of a Scrum Master. What else? And she's a
Do
QA
have
engineer.
retrospective and couple of things, but the duration is different. Like it will be more like more than 3 weeks or something like that. It depends on the different projects that we receive, but we do have a retrospective after each project finishes and stuff like that. But
Okay.
yeah, the durations are little different than what actually Scrum has.
Now all the one you guys are doing in the mixed waterfall, you're going to forget all of them. You're going to only speak the one we learn in the class, because
Okay.
the Scrum on is fixed. It's gonna be every 2 weeks, depend on the cadence. If it's 2 week, if it's 3 weeks, hardly 3 weeks, only 2 weeks right now, because we want to quickly inspect, adapt, inspect, change, scope, anything we want to change, quick change. If there's anything that the customer need, we need to change early. We don't wait till end of project. It's directly waterfall. So that is why I'm so happy you are in the full class. Your introduction is going to build well. After I feed all the information, now you begin speaking Scrum. They don't have choice. She's in the QA, she have experience. But in the QA, you forget about the waterfall. You're gonna be speaking Scrum, talking about Scrum events, what happened in Scrum events. Some things I will tell you that happened in the event, it will be so real, like, oh wow, you creating psychological safety is only in the Scrum environment they do that. And I will expand it in the class, and your introduction will make sense. Right now, you're like somebody that say, I'm ready to cook Nigerian rice. I don't have the ingredients. I don't have the ingredients, but I'm ready to cook it. How do I cook it? I'll be like, oh, well, let me go to market, get all the ingredients. Now we can cook it. So we're going to go through some of the classes that you have the right ingredients to load into your introduction. Yeah, after listening to your experience, we need to really equip you with lot of Scrum so that you will be a QA and a Scrum master. They were good. You're going to forget about a lot of things. You're going to unlearn. That's what I always tell project managers, just in traditional waterfall. You're going to unlearn a lot of things you have already done in your environment, but only pick the best practice of Scrum, backlog refinement. May you in your interview, you're going to do as if you're teaching. So when I'm teaching, watch how I teach. That's how you're going to convince them in the interview that you are going to be able to teach the software engineers and the developers, architect, because Scrum Master most times were like teachers or respectfully. Because if you go there and they're doing story pointing in a wrong way, you have to correct them. Be like, team, we cannot be story pointing 15 or 18 or hours. We don't story point in hours, we story point in story point, and it's all relative, and we're all looking at. That's why I said the class will open all this to you, and we're all looking at the complexity of the story, dependency, risk, priority, and effort. We look at all these, then you put your story point. So you might not be doing this in your environment. Whatever you're doing in your environment, let it go. Then maybe they're doing it in hours, but you're going to speak Scrum to them and coach them. They will hire you. Let's get into the class. After 2 3 class, middle of November, we'll rebuild your introduction, and I'll work with you so that I will see how you can fill it up with lot of Scrum. We just need a lot of Scrum, and you're good, but you're in a very good place being in the software environment. You don't even know. Some people like me, I came in from hospital environment, and I'm like, what is bondar chart? Oh my gosh, these people, will I ever know this thing? But here I am today. So you can do it. Amma, if you have more
Yeah,
questions, let's
I'm
answer
here.
questions. Yes, Amma, you have
Okay.
question.
Sometimes the interviewer will say that we don't only want Scrum. Over here, we are doing waterfall and agile. We are doing waterfall and Scrum. So they would like you to have an idea of waterfall too. So how will you convince them that you're only coming to do Scrum? You're not going to do waterfall with them. So how do you implement that? Or you would not say that to them, you just say you only know Scrum.
If organizations say they are doing waterfall, do it with them. You're not going there to do it. You just flow with them. When they say they are going to do waterfall, like my coach always say, get in there, get paid. Later, go and find where they do real Scrum, because you're not going to do it for them. They will just tell you that we're doing waterfall and Scrum here, where you're not going to have daily Scrum every day, like Scrum. Guess what? Is that not what they do? They'll be like, you have daily Scrum twice a week. That's waterfall. And you're not gonna have retro every 2 weeks. So you're not convincing them that I can do it. You just flow with their cadence. Anybody say they're doing waterfall and Scrum, in other words, they are not gonna follow pattern of Scrum. They'll follow their own pattern. I'll follow you, no problem. But my coach, I remember, I always say they will kind of remove the Scrum in you. If you stay there for 10 years, you won't even know Scrum again, because you'll be doing retrospective end of project. Who does that?
You
We do retrospective every 2 weeks, yeah, but they are saying that no, 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 no. follow our waterfall, water agile. So if you want to work in that kind of organization, it's just for you to tell them, okay, yeah, I'm fine, I understand waterfall, but you're not going to do it for them. You're just going to follow their lead, but also do whatever. As a scrum master, you already know what to do. Now, if they say they want to do add waterfall to it, they are saying they're going to remove some of the things you know. That's the only implication. There's nothing else you're going to do. The implication is that they just not going to follow scrum rules. They're going to bend some. So you know, tell them that I cannot bend with you. No, tell them I'm fine. Like, how do you, when you and tell them to what's their SDLC faces, what is their faces? They'll say we are like in our projects we have a sprint every 2 months. That is like
Wow.
waterfall. Yeah, they change things. Tell them, okay, if you just want to get paid, all right, I'm fine. Even though in the spring, in the scrum environment, it's supposed to be every 2 weeks, but I'm fine. I'm a fast learner. That means we're going to be having sprint every 2 months. Okay. See, they just change the pattern. That's all. So you're not actually doing anything. You flow with their timetable and
In
get,
that environment, will I be productive? Will I
what,
be able to still deliver?
if they say you have a meeting 2 days, that's not what makes you deliver.
No, will my team be able to
They
do their
will
work as
they've been
supposed to?
delivering. They've been delivering before you came. They just say you should come and support them. They will definitely deliver, but they deliver differently. See, I thank God you are
Is
in
it
the full scrum class.
advisable that
Eh?
shouldn't, or is it advisable to have organization that are doing it because it can, I don't
Okay,
know.
so this is the thing. If Coca-Cola say they want to do water for agile, there's nothing we can do about it. We Scrum Master, we just say, I'm not submitting my application there. That's the only thing you can do about it. We're talking about billionaires. There's nothing you can do. When you go
Okay.
in, anytime you go into organization, my boss is saying, always try to find your way out because they are not supporting what you are bringing in. If you don't have the
Exactly.
support of organization, there's nothing you can do. For a scrum master to thrive as a scrum master, agile coach, organization must tell you, we need a scrum master. We are scrum. Then come in. They support you. But if they say, I am Wagile or I'm Kanban, and you come there, you want to do stronger, do scrum master, they fire you. So it's you that will make up your mind. It's you that will make up your mind. Be
But
like,
if they are making a transition, it's a good one to also go into make, because some companies are making transition from waterfall to what Scrum. So it's also a good company to go in to coach them to make that transition, right?
yes, they
Okay.
support you. They say they want to change. It's the one that
Uh,
don't want to change that is you got to flow with them
just
or leave. But if there
advise
a lot of organizations are making transition, when you go there, you'll be able to suggest. But guess what? Because you're not the
uh-huh.
agile coach, you're the scrum master, you're still going there to support them. When they are making a change, the change you are making, let the organization, the boss, them agree with your change. Don't just go there and be like, nobody will do this. No, 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 no. The agile, they have to have an agile coach or a transformational coach. That's something they were asked to. They wanted to hire me a few days ago. I'm waiting for them. Transformational coach that will roll out uh their agile transformation roadmap. Not scrum master does that, because that one you want to change the boss, the everything, everybody you want to change. As scrum agile coach will do that. Then you are supporting the agile coach and supporting teams, and sometimes the organization might need you to do some things, no problem. But again, if our organization is transferring from waterfall to agile, they will get you in, but they still do it slowly. And you still be sensitive when you introduce things, and work with the organization. You can only change what they want to change, can never force them. We can only persuade. That's why they say, when do you allow teams to fail? Allow them fail when they refuse to listen to you. You cannot force them. But a lot of organizations are transferring from waterfall to agile. You go there to support their transformation, but you don't go there to tell them what to do, because a lot of this, sometimes you don't want resistance, but you go there to encourage them, let them know the best thing to do. And a lot of organizations have their own agile. They say this
Uh-huh.
is what works for us. So
Mm.
again, you go there and work with them and improve that they are agile. But you never go there like a police. They are the one paying
Okay.
you. And you never go there like a police, and you never go there to do opposite of what you know. You go there to
Mm.
improve, but persuasive and get buy-ins and communicates with the organization. Like it's better if we do retro end of sprint. What is the playbook? What do you guys do here? So I know the agile, they'll be like, we do retro every 3 weeks. I tell you, a lot of organizations don't want to change, though they think they are changing. So a lot of times people are even in environment, they are just managing, they can't wait to leave because you really don't want to change. You just brought me here, you really don't want to change.
Mm, it makes sense.
But you can go in and flow with them and see how you can help them. If they are stubborn, then you're gonna find your way soon. If not, you don't want to unlearn what you've already learned. Any other question before we go work on putting introduction together from the other class? I can't wait to start the full Scrum class so we can begin to make sense of our introduction. And I don't want to crowd you guys today. I really want you guys to put some things together. I'll send the video
I
to the class. And when
I
we start the class, yes, say something.
Yeah, I had one quick question based on Emma's question. Like, what are the kind of questions that, as an interviewee, we can ask to understand their environment? Is it good for us to be there? Like, as she mentioned, as we wanted to emphasize more on Scrum as a Scrum Master. So, how can we understand their environment and analyze that? Will it be good for us to be there?
Okay. Yes. Awesome. See, when they send you their job requirement, the JD, please, if you have interview, send it to me. I will tell you this is waterfall because I'm gonna look at it and we're gonna look at it together. Oh, this one is BA. They will even confuse you sometimes. They did it last year. They are looking for a BA Scrum Master. What's a BA Scrum Master? I'm not a BA Scrum Master. So their job description always bring them out before they even say something. If you don't look their job description where you go to interview, you think you're going for Scrum. Yeah, but make sure you look the job description. They're going to tell you everything they want. They're going to be telling you that you're going to be doing budgeting, you're going to be doing the hiring, doing documentations that you don't do as a scrum master. You just know that this is traditional project management role and this is a waterfall environment. They don't even know what scrum is, and they say they're looking for scrum master, project manager. So that's when you make up your mind, am I going for this? Is this going to give me sleepless night or not? I've gone into management role and I left because I know what I want. I know I want to be a scrum master. I want to support him with the agile mindset, scrum framework. But telling me to go put risk register, register is okay. What was it to there's this instead of sprint, there's this scope thing they do for 6 months. They will plan all their projects. Project planning, we don't do project planning, we do sprint planning. So then I knew, like, oh, I'm in the wrong environment. I was
Yeah,
AIG, but
I have seen some of the job requirements, like Scrum Master slash Project Manager, something like that, or
That's my question.
business slash Scrum Master, something like that. I
yeah,
have
if
seen
you're
that.
transitioning to tech, so if you're transitioning to scrum, don't do the slash, because except if you have the experience already as a scrum master. I don't like anybody go to role that they don't know what's going to happen there. I've done it before. You don't want to rush in, put all that effort, then rush out. So when they put a slash BA/PM, just tell them I'm a scrum master. Go for the only scrum master. At least when you get into scrum master, you want to be a PM, then go PM training, go PM mentoring, which is very rare, because some of the role, I can say, scrum master is like the easiest role in the IT environment. Not even QA is even more, it's a little more technical. So now they will say come and be, not, it's like saying nurse is the easiest to go. Now they say come and be a nurse and a surgeon together. Please let me step in before I know if I want to be a surgeon or a dentist. Don't just bring me in and say I should start pulling people's teeth the next day. I don't know how to pull teeth, but I know how to be a good nurse. So start with Scrum and learn all the Scrum from Scrum Master and going. Scrum is easy, but organizations are not easy. You have to learn what the organization wants but understanding Scrum itself, it's easy. Again, Scrum is like you go into organization with a bucket full of Scrum information. You don't go there and shove it in their face and say, I'm a Scrum master according to Scrum guide. No, no. You're still gonna flow with the organization and continuously support them with what you know, but you're not gonna shove it on their face. A lot of organizations have their own Scrum. They have their own playbook, their own what they want. Yes. Any more questions before I let you guys go watch this video and think about building
Okay.
your introduction in case a recruiter call you tomorrow, especially people that are interview prep people especially. Yes.
What if they say they want a project manager and a scrum master?
I just answered that now. I will just answer that. I say don't go for any slash role. I just answered that now. I said it's like they say they want a nurse and a surgeon, and you are a nurse. Are you good? Because Amma, I don't know if you turn off your mic. I said Scrum is the easiest role in the IT environment. Project management is heavy on documentation. It's just like they say they want a nurse and a surgeon, and you're just a nurse. Or they want a nurse and a dentist. Now you are a nurse. You want to go and pull people teeth the next day, go and carry big instrument and put in their teeth. You want to kill people. So don't let them deceive you to put multiple roles. Don't ever, ever, ever let them. Who have a cup of tea? Now I'm thinking of grabbing a cup of tea. Selena, you have your camera on. And you have a cup of tea. Now that I think I'm fasting, I'm going to go look for a cup of tea. So yes, so when a merge role is trouble, because you know you are a nurse, why would they now say you should come and be a dentist at the same time? It's the same analogy. Project management is very tactical. That's why I said I don't know if your mic was off. I said project management, they do budgeting, they do project plan. They don't do sprint planning. Sprint planning is easy, is every 2 weeks. Project plan, they want you to plan all the scope for 6 months. Like Amma, come and plan how Coca-Cola will work for 6 months. Like what? I let me plan for this week. Where is everybody come? What are you working on? This week and next week. That's what I know. 6 months. Man, it's so I don't want to be a project manager. I don't want stress, but I'm thinking I have to cross that bridge someday. Because they pay, if you're a project manager and a scrum master, oh, you're hot in the game. You're hot in the game. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of boldness because now you're good with waterfall and you're good with scrum. You are hot in the game, and I'll cross it one day. I just need to see a good coach. I don't believe in certification. I've done this certification. I want a good coach hold my hands and teach me.
Amen.
Yes. I am so wise. I'll find coach one day that will be speaking one-on-one like this. Talk to me about it. Huh? So you guys don't want to go enjoy your Saturday. I think we got some learning today. Yeah.
Yeah, Tracy. Talking about the dichotomy between Scrum Master and a project manager role. These days, you find organizations who were either to waterfall, but who have actually embraced agile, into two, where you have
all of them.
designations like you said.
Yeah, all of them.